Hey there team, it's Rachel here from The Workshop Whisperer, where we help auto repair shop owners just like you to achieve business success. Now, this week we've been talking about hiring quality talent. So the focus of my live today is going to be that discussion as well. First of all, I want to talk to you about the best things, the most important things that you should be hiring for. But before I do that, I just want to say hello to those of you that are on here with me live. Make sure you let me know who you are here in the chat. And for those who catch the replay a bit later on, make sure you let me know that in the chat as well. I've gone all out and put up my special background today. Hopefully you see this in your Facebook feed and it stands out a bit and gets you to stop and listen to this video. Because hiring is really, really important, especially at the moment in this market that we have, where we've got a skills shortage. So it makes it even more important that you are the one that stands out in the marketplace so that you have the best opportunity of attracting the best talent to you. There will never be a shortage of poor quality candidates because there are many, many people around who actually did get a trade certificate, but unfortunately didn't achieve the required skill levels that we set as a baseline benchmark in our businesses. So there's plenty of people around who will disappoint you as far as new hires go. But what we're looking for is making rise to the top the ones that are going to be best for your business. So what we're really looking for here are culture fits. So people that are going to stay with you and remain loyal, because we know that if you hire a bad egg onto your team, that can have adverse effects for the entire team. And you may lose, good people because they just could not stand to be working with a bad egg. So what are we looking for when we talk about hiring for culture? Well, these are people who fit with your set of values. They fit well with the existing team. They don't appear just to be there for a paycheck. They're prepared to, do a good solid day. They might be there a little bit before start time, a little bit afterwards. They're not rocking in, 10 minutes past start time, and they don't start packing up 20 minutes before the end of the day. They are there to provide you with a solid day's work and to help you achieve your desired business outcome. So another important thing to remember about culture is that it's actually your job as the leader, particularly the owner, to create the culture that you want. If you leave it to chance and you don't put any intention around the culture that you want to have, then you'll just end up with a mix of what is potentially bad culture from the initial hires that you do make. So you have to be intentional with culture. You have to have boundaries and you have to set frameworks. You can't just let people dictate what they think the culture should be. It really needs to be set by you. And that's something that the owner often doesn't even think about. So as your business grows and you start to grow leaders inside of your business, it's even more important that they understand that they are partially responsible for the culture and how the culture is grown inside the business. So just an important side note there for you to remember. It's actually your job to set the culture. So I'm going to talk to you for the remainder of our live today about 5 tips I have for you in terms of hiring quality team members. And these are the 5 standouts. There's obviously a whole range of stuff that goes into recruiting and to successfully onboarding and then retaining a good team member. But these are 5 things that are just standing out that are good things to have in your framework. So the first thing that you need to do when you go to hire someone is to get clear on what you're looking for. So in order to do that, you first need to be clear on your values, and then you need to be clear on the role that you are making available. So, how do you get clear on your values? Well, you need to sit down and think about the things that you value. So, do you value honesty, integrity, loyalty, punctuality? Most of us would say yes to those things. Do you value that somebody goes on to do what they said they would do? All of these things, it's really important that you get clear in your mind the qualities and the values that you want in someone that comes to work for you. Then be clear on your role, as I said. So what role are you offering? Is it a supervisory role? If so, then what framework is there going to be inside of this role to help this person succeed in the role? So are you just going to throw them in at the deep end and expect that they're going to understand how you want the rest of the team to fall under their supervision? Hopefully not, because that would be setting them up for failure. So you need to be really clear on what the role is, what the responsibilities are for this person, and then how you're going to train them on your ways of doing things. So that's number one, getting clear on what you want. So in terms of the values, the qualities of the person that you're looking for, and the role that you're offering in the first place. Number two, you want to consider what value you are going to bring to this person's employment, to their career. Gone are the days where it was an employer's market and you had your pick of, dozens of talented individuals. These days, employees are looking for somewhere where, for instance, they can further their career, whether that be skill-wise, leadership, management-wise, or particular people out there on the market may also be looking for where they can get the most money. You need to decide what value it is that you're going to add to your potential new employee. Do you have a clear training and leadership pathway? Can you help someone who says, I actually want to save for my first house? Can you help me do that? Are you prepared to, split this person's pay into a couple of bank accounts to help them? What other things can you bring to increase the quality of the life that somebody will live as part of their employment with you? And, these can be a magnitude of little things like, you provide lunch. You may have a flexible work week. You may already be doing a 4-day work week. All of these add to the value package that you are able to offer a new team member. So it's really important that you're clear on what they are. The third thing that we want to do is write a great job ad. Now, that can be easier said than done, but there are some basic things that you need to add into yours. So first of all, is the first part of your job ad should be to sell the dream. Sell the dream of this job. Don't make the first part of your job about their technical abilities and the requirements of the role. Talk to them about things they may be thinking of. So for instance, if you're offering some flexibility in terms of work hours, or you've got a 4-day work week or a 9-day fortnight, you talk about that stuff straight up. So the start of your ad might be like, are you sick of working 5 days a week from 7 till 5? Are you looking for more balance or harmony in your life? And then you say, this job works on the premise of a 4-day work week. So you work 4 days and you get 3 off. Talk to them straight away about what their pain points might be so that you at least get their attention on your ad for a few seconds longer. So you've got to go out hard with all guns blazing in order to attract attention to your ad. So you want to sell the dream up front. Then you want to talk about the values and attributes of the person that you're looking for. And the final part of the ad should be about the technical requirements of the job. So what certification you require, years in the trade, etc., etc. So number 4 is that you don't want to leave any parts of the interviewing process out, even if you're in a hurry to get someone on your team. So this means you must do both a phone interview and at least one face-to-face interview. The reason you want to do a phone interview is because you want to call them and potentially catch them unawares so that you can get your first indication of how they perform on the spot under a little bit of stress. You want to do a group interview if you can, so that you can see how they perform in a team environment. But if that's not possible, then a one-to-one interview is obviously your next best step. But make sure you don't leave out the phone interview. It's really, really important. Also, don't leave out reference checking. This is also super important because you want to be able to ask a previous employer one question. And that question is, would you rehire them? Their answer to that question is going to tell you a hell of a lot about why this person is on the market in the first place. Then number 5, and one of the most important parts of the interview process is around remuneration and how you discuss that with your candidate. So my advice is to never actually say what the package is worth before the candidate tells you what they want. So that's as simple at the conclusion of the interview as saying, we'd like to see what you're prepared to accept in terms of dollars for this role. Could you please write that down on that piece of paper in front of you? And we'll have a look at that after the interview. And then we'll be back to you by midday tomorrow or 5 p.m. tomorrow with what we're able to offer you if we'd like to proceed. That way, you never get caught paying more for someone in the first instance than what they would have accepted in the first place. And if you think that, people are always going to ask me what it's worth, they actually don't. And it's really easy to say, we'll talk about remuneration at the end of the interview and then go through that process. I've been doing it for 8 years and it works a treat. And so have many, many of our clients. So there's our 5 tips for you on things that you should be mindful of when hiring quality team members. If you would like to get your hands on a copy of my PDF, How to Hire and Retain Quality Talent, make sure you comment right here under the video the word hire and we'll send that straight to you. That's full of sample job ads, interview questions, how to negotiate pay with an existing team member, and many, many other valuable tips. So write that in the comments right now if you don't already have a copy. It's a PDF, it's about 15 pages, and you can get a copy for yourself just by commenting the word hire in the comments here under the video. I trust you've enjoyed that. You've got some takeaways. I look forward to hearing how you go implementing that. Make sure you come back around and comment what you've learnt or the success that you've had under the video as well. Have a great day, guys.